The Great Flood. Spoiler alert. So it's a Korean movie. I don't speak Korean, so I watch it in the subtitles in English. And it's a short movie. It's sci-fi. So some parts, like it's kind of hard to explain. You just have to see it. But this the best I can explain it. So it starts off. The baby wakes up. The mother asks him to swim, and the mother says, tells the child. I think the child is like maybe 5 or 6 or something, but I'm just gonna call him a baby. But he's not like a little baby can't talk. He's like a little child, but I'm just gonna call him a baby. So the baby, he asks the mother, can he swim, and that is it's a swimming pool outside, and he's wearing he is wearing goggles, swimming goggles, and the mother tells him to take the goggles off and not to wear them in the house. So um, the mother gets a call from her, the baby's mother gets a call from her mother, and she asks about the rain, and she tells her mother she's gonna take the day off, and a guy called, and then okay, so the mother gets up to make breakfast for the baby, and then she sees that the her apartment floor is flooding. It's water on the floor, so she goes out and looks outside, and she said that it's water filled up to the apartment window, and I think she's staying on like the second floor, the third floor. She's up there. She's not like on the first floor. It's a tall apartment building with like 30 floors, or it's 30 stories or whatever. So a guy calls to pick the mother up on the roof, and then the power goes off. So he asks her if she's on the security team, or I forget exactly what it was called, but it's like some organization she worked for, some security team, whatever. And he calls her, tells her he's gonna pick her up on the roof because of the flooding. And then the power goes out, and then her phone hangs up. But I wasn't sure. I thought she was on a cell phone, but in the movie when the power went out, her phone went out too. So I don't know if she was on a landline or a cell phone, but it looked like she was on a cell phone. So the guy helps the mother and the baby swim out of water. The window busts open by flood, and they're like going through the apartment, and climbing up to the top. And the guy, he was just yelling for her. He was on the other side of the apartment. The apartment was set up. It was like a 3 wings, so he was on a different wing, but he was yelling for her, and she just, it's a movie, but she just happened to hear him yelling, and then she waved at him, and then he came over. So the baby goes in the random room to Boo Boo, and the guy calls someone to tell them they're going up to the roof, and he loads a gun while he's on the phone, and then he tells the person on the phone, why would I tell her that? So they went through, walking through, and then climbing going up the stairs in the apartment, whatever, weaving through. It's other people in there, so they weaving around and trying to find a way up or whatever. Because you can't take the elevator, they gotta take the stairs or whatever. And the guy told the lady like, they gotta hurry up and go to the roof. And then the guy told her like, oh, we could take a break, So she took the baby in, the boo boo would take a poo poo or whatever, and the water's just steadily rising. So the more they go up, the water just keep follow. It's a big flood coming, and the guy tells her it was a asteroid that hit Antarctica or Alaska or somewhere, North Pole or whatever, and it flooded out Japan, and they didn't tell her or the people or whatever, because for whatever reason they don't want the people to panic, whatever reason he was trying to explain to her. So after the baby Boo Boo come out the bathroom, the gas explodes in the apartment room, and the guy climbs the balcony, the next floor. The mother tells the baby, to reach for the guy when he climbed on the next floor on the balcony, and the baby is scared. He doesn't reach for the guy, and then the guy reaches down, grabs the baby, and the mother falls in the water. And then she swims up and meets the guy on the next floor or whatever. So that when the gas exploded, it like blew the doors down in some of the rooms on that floor, so they couldn't walk past to the stairs. So he had to jump up on the balcony and climb up to the other floor. And then they got separated when she fell in the water, and the guy had the baby. So she swam back up and got on one of the floors, and the mother, she sees two guys looting rooms. Two guys looting a room, and there's a big flood all over the covering the whole city or whatever. But she walks back downstairs into the water because she's scared of the guy. So she goes back down the stairs and swims through the water, and somehow gets back up on the floor some kind of way. And the mother has flashbacks throughout the movie. So it's a car sinking in the water with a guy and a child. I guess it's her husband or her baby daddy or whatever, and a child. And it's throughout the movie. She has these flashbacks of the car sinking into water, into the ocean or whatever. And a lady tells her mother, she no one is ever fit to be a mother in a meeting. So this is another flashback she's having, and she's talking to this lady, this counselor, whatever, and she tells the lady she don't think she's fit to be a mother after the father died. And then the lady tells her, no woman's fit to be a mother, and they're gonna take the child in a couple months from her for whatever reason. And then the guy tells the mother she will leave the final destination, and safety rescue will take her child. And after they take the child from her, and she go in a helicopter, the guy confronts her and tells her that JN or somebody else, they didn't leave their child, and he was basically implying she was a bad mother, and the child wasn't gonna go nowhere. It was just, she's going in a helicopter, but the whole apartment building is flooding, so they're just gonna sit there and die in the in the apartment building. And then the security team, they shot the guy on the roof that was with her. And then one of the security guys told the mother that they're all gonna die there, and they just took the woman. So they brought a helicopter to save the woman, and they just stayed there on top of this apartment building on the roof, and just stayed there to die. And the mother, she was the only one in the helicopter when it took off, other than the pilot flying it, or the co-pilot. I can't remember, but she was the only passenger. So the mother leaves Earth in a spaceship. Then an asteroid hits the spaceship, and then the mother wakes up from a dream or a flashback or whatever's going on. It's sci-fi. So when she was in a spaceship, they were telling her that they could make another human or a clone or whatever, basically, and that she had to bring emotion to the clone or humanity or whatever. So they asked her what she would do, and she said she would make the mother do something. They kind of lost me on all the little details after whatever they were saying. So then it goes back and it repeats the same scenario with the flood, but she ignores the security guy when he's looking for her. So the movie basically just starts over, and she goes through the same scenario over again, but she just makes different choices. So like there's somebody in the elevator when the guys were looting, and she went to go save. It was a little girl in the elevator, so she saved the girl, and she saw the guys looting, and the girl told him that the two guys are looking for a baby and a mother, and what the passcode was to the room. So she confronted the guys, and she fought the two guys that was looting, and then the security guy, uh, he came and fought the guy and then threw him off the roof in the water. So the mother, she grabbed in another scene. It's like she keeps having flashback, and she's going back through the same scenarios over and over again, but she just changes what she's gonna do. So in another part, she when the guy came to help the mother go to the roof, he was on the phone, and she saw that he had a gun. So she grabs the gun from the guy, and the gas explodes in the apartment. And the mother says girl in the elevator, and the girl tells the mother about the guys were asking for a child and dragging something on the floor, and then she confronted the guys, and then uh, the guys fight the mother. Security guy with the child finds the mother, and throws the guy into the flood water, outside the window, break his arm. And it's like flashbacks, and it's kind of similar, so it kind of threw me off a little. It was like real similar with some of the same scenes, but it just changed a little or whatever. So the guy yells, they never seen a kid like that. Then they get shot, and then the mother, she's looking for a baby, and she see the guys get shot by the security team. And the child asks the mother why he is 6 years old yesterday, and how long he'll be 6 years old. And it just like keeps flashing back throughout. It was similar scene in the movie, because she had to find the baby when the guy called her, and then the baby was hiding in the closet. And then the baby asked to go swimming, and the mother told the baby they can go swimming, just not today, because they had to escape from the flood. And the mother tells the guy he died on a rooftop, and the security tries to kill the guy, and the mother kills the security. And it's just hard to keep up with what was going on. And then the mother and the guy, they shoot out with the security team, and they're having a flashback. So this flashback, it didn't even happen in the movie. So some of the flashbacks were stuff that didn't even happen prior in the movie. So they're just having these like flashbacks and dreams, and then the mother will wake up, and she'll die, and then she'll wake up again, and start over or whatever. I think she like woke up like twice, 2 or 3 times, and she woke up and started all over and went through all the, and then it just cut out some of the scenes, and it fast forwarded to another scenario that she was in the first time in the beginning of the movie, and she just changed what she did, how she reacted. So the mother finds the baby in a wooden box on the roof, and pours orange juice in his mouth or some orange drink while he's sleeping. And the baby wakes up, and he tells the mother she came back for him, and he told he asked her, that the mother, did she remember if she told him, the baby, to hide in the box and she'll come back for him. And the mother tells the child to swim in the flood. They're on the roof, and then the security grabs on the roof with the flood waters. Is this big flood taking the building, and the security guys, they running after her, but they're on a roof. And then when they get close to her, they try and shoot her, but she grabs the gun. it's so silly. They could have just shot her from across from the other side of the roof, but they ran up to her, and then one of the guys tried to shoot her, and she took the gun, and then she took the other guy and flipped him. It's like a little karate scene, and then the baby put on his goggles and jumped in the flood water, and the flood was already coming anyway, but he jumped in the water, and they're on the roof. And then I guess she passed a test where she saved the baby, or she didn't like desert him or whatever. So she was supposed to be like building up emotion, or like a human, how a human would care about, especially like a mother, how a mother would care for a child, I guess. And then the last scene, the mother's holding the child in the spaceship, and they're looking at the earth, and then the credits roll. That's it. That's the end. The Great Flood.